The year is 2008 and the world is just hot off the heels with the first Iron Man movie. But in August of that same year, a movie so horrible, so terrible, would be released in theatres. This movie is Disaster Movie. With a 1% rating on Rotten Tomatoes and being the #1 on the list of worst movies on IMDb, I'm sure in for a treat. At the time of writing this, I have not yet sat down to watch this wonderful and exciting source of entertainment, but I'm sure I will love every single second of it. Hell, how was that released in theatres? So, Disaster Movie. It was created by these two creative geniuses, the same people who were behind the masterpieces that are Epic Movie and Date Movie, and just like Disaster Movie, they were great successes. Honestly, this movie has to be the worst thing I have ever willingly subjected myself to. The plot, as I like to call the story, is basically non-existent. Well, at the start of the movie we are greeted to one of our main characters, Will, in what I believe is a 10,000 BC parody. Another huge success that I've totally heard of before, but he meets Amy Winehouse, who tells him the world is going to end in 2008, and the only thing that can stop it is the Crystal Skull from the Indiana Jones franchise. But by the time I got to the end of this abomination, I had been completely desensitized and forgot about what the plot actually was. That by the time I got reintroduced to the skull, I had no clue why it was there and what it was needed for until the main characters had told me, and by that point I was 15 minutes towards the end of this show. As you can tell, I really paid attention whilst watching this film, and that's just the start of it. Nothing happens in this movie. Every single scene or setting is filled with movie references galore, like who the are these people? It's again like these writers didn't know what to do, so they decided to put our main characters into each set and decided to let a wacky scenario play out.
Deal with it.
But the thing that gets me the most is that in every scene our characters are stood in somewhat of a semicircle. Unless it's some sort of dance/music segment, like bruh, the world's ending and you know how to save it, but you're gonna stand in the middle of the street and have a dance battle. Where did the stage even come from? I don't get why I'm asking, this movie makes no sense. Towards the end of the movie, the writers try and add in a ticking clock element by Batman telling our heroes about a bus which people are being evacuated in. My question is, where are they going? Since this is the apocalypse, so they're going to die anyway.
Deal with it.
I think that's the least of my problems, since Amy, I think that's her name, went to work because she wants to look after the museum's artifacts. Yeah, that's the least of your worries during the apocalypse, right? That and the spear that's now in your shoulder. But this can allow me to move on to my next point. The jokes in this movie go on for far too long. Is she dead now? Like, she got crushed by an asteroid and... No, she's still alive. Oh wait, I think she's dead. She's dead. Oh, no. Still alive and kicking. Still alive and kicking. But most of the time it's spent on jokes like funny, he fell and got stamped on and now he is covered in poop. Funny joke, please laugh. But the events that get milked so far, they make me physically wish that I hadn't chosen this movie and I had chosen to watch The Rise of Skywalker again. And we all know how I feel about that movie. This movie is awful. Anyway, pushing everything that we've seen in this movie aside, at the end of the movie, we get the worst thing I have ever sat through in my life. a musical segment, which goes on for 3 minutes, way too long. And you know what? I don't even know how to describe it, so I'm going to let this dramatic reconstruction speak for itself. As you can see, I loved every second of it. I know this video has been a bit all over the place, but I have absolutely no idea how to describe this movie, other than the fact it's awful, and the less I look at this, the better. Subscribe, like, and peace.